You know, and I'm thinking, geez, all these people are here, they want to see me shoot 59, you know, and I'm the one that has to do it, you know. And
At 83 years old, Al Geiberger finally admits he had no talent for hiding the truth about the people who frustrated him most. For decades, the world knew him as Mr. 59, the calmest golfer ever to touch a club. His swing was pure poetry in motion. His demeanor was steady and unshakable. He seemed impossible to rattle. But at 83, he is naming 5 specific golfers who tested him. If this story is hitting you hard, give it hype and let others know. These 5 people were more than just opponents. They represented the psychological noise he had to battle every day. They were sources of friction throughout his career. The first battle we are going to explore is number 5, and that is Lee Trevino, the Merry Mex himself. Trevino was famous for his constant talking and joke cracking. He joked between shots, he joked during shots, he joked after shots, he joked with everyone. For Geiberger, this was absolute torture. Geiberger needed silence and internal focus. He needed to live inside his own mind, locked onto the rhythm of his swing. Trevino's constant chatter was like someone yelling at you while you try to sleep. In 1976, at the Greater Greensboro Open, Geiberger won at 268, 16 under par. Trevino finished right behind at 270, 14 under. That was just 2 strokes back. But it was not a lucky win for Geiberger. He had to actively fight for it. He had to turn his ears off and block out Trevino's mouth and just play his game. You could argue that Trevino's charm was a weapon. The constant talking broke concentration. Geiberger believed golf required your subconscious mind. Trevino's talking interrupted that completely. It made Geiberger work harder. The 2 players were psychological opposites. Trevino used words to stay loose and manage nerves. Geiberger used silence and internal calm. Number 4 is Dave Hill, the vocal critic who filled the tour with negativity and noise. Hill was not a rival in the traditional sense. He was a voice. He was a presence. He complained about golf courses constantly and loudly. He complained about tour management. He complained about the rules and conditions. He complained about nearly everything golf-related. For someone like Geiberger who sought peace on the course, Hill's constant negativity was unbearable and exhausting. Hill would say the worst part of golf is hitting the ball. He seemed to hate the very thing he dedicated his entire life to pursuing. In 1974 at the Sahara Invitational, Geiberger won at 273, 11 under par. Hill finished 3 strokes back as a runner-up. But even when Hill lost, he was vocal about it. Hill's negativity and complaining filled the air on tour wherever he went. He brought conflict and discord to the structure of the tour itself. For Geiberger, Hill represented more than a tough competitor. He was the embodiment of the noise Geiberger tried desperately to escape every single day. It feels like Geiberger's response to Hill was a defense mechanism to maintain his own focus and inner peace. Number 3 is Jack Nicklaus, and this one is interesting because Geiberger did not necessarily hate Nicklaus, the man himself. He hated the Nicklaus universe that surrounded him. Nicklaus was the gold standard. He was the benchmark that everyone measured themselves against. Every time Geiberger won, every time he played brilliantly, the media wanted to talk about Nicklaus instead. In 1975, at the Tournament Players Championship at Colonial Country Club, the heat was brutal, over 100 degrees. Geiberger played wire-to-wire with steady, intelligent golf. He won at 270, 10 under par, setting a course record at the time. He beat Dave Stockton by 3 strokes. That was dominant, impressive golf. But what did the media want to discuss? Jack Nicklaus. Nicklaus was the defending champion. He played terribly. He finished tied for 8th place at 7 over par. His score was so bad it overshadowed Geiberger's remarkable win. The narrative became, why did Nicklaus lose instead of why did Geiberger play so brilliantly? Geiberger said he was always looking over his shoulder to see where the Golden Bear was coming from. Even when Nicklaus was nowhere near the leaderboard, his name was being discussed and analyzed. In 1975, Geiberger finished 6th on the money list. But Nicklaus finished 1st. Geiberger made tremendous money, but Nicklaus made even more. It feels like Geiberger's frustration was rooted in truth, mixed with something deeper. He was winning. He was playing great golf, but the world wanted Nicklaus stories. That kind of constant comparison eats at you over time. Number 2 is Lee Lynch, and this is perhaps the most revealing figure on the list because Lynch was Geiberger's own caddy, his own employee, his own support person. Yet Geiberger listed him as one of the people he hated most. That detail tells you everything about the relationship. Lynch was described as mean, crusty, and relentlessly negative. He was so difficult that other players joked that having Lynch on your bag was like starting every tournament with a 2-shot penalty already built in. Imagine that. You could start any event knowing that your own person, the one supposed to help you and support you, was actually working against your confidence and your mental strength. In 1977 at the Memphis Classic, Geiberger shot 59, the first sub-60 round in PGA Tour history. That is 11 birdies, 1 eagle, and no bogeys. It was perfect golf. But Lynch, standing right there witnessing this historic moment unfold, responded by saying if Geiberger had actually listened to him, he would have shot 57. Instead of celebrating, Lynch criticized. Instead of supporting, he tore down the moment and the achievement. For Geiberger, a player who believed the worst thing you can do is count your score during a round, Lynch's negativity was psychological poison every single day. Geiberger needed to believe in himself completely. He needed to trust his swing and let his subconscious mind control his body. Lynch was there every shot, every round, telling him he was wrong. It comes off like Lynch wanted Geiberger to fail, or at the very least that Lynch could not help but be negative about every achievement. Number 1 is Gary Player, the relentless fitness fanatic who represented the future of golf itself. Player was dedicated to his body in ways other golfers were not at that time. He worked out constantly. He never gave up. He kept coming at you hard round after round, tournament after tournament, year after year without fail. In 1975 at the Moni Tournament of Champions at La Costa, Geiberger opened with 2 straight rounds of 67. He was dominating the field, but Player charged hard in the final round with a 67 of his own and forced a sudden death playoff. Both finished at 277, 11 under par. Geiberger won the playoff, but barely. Player made him fight for it. Geiberger said Player made him feel like he was surviving a war, like he had been in combat. That is powerful language. Player represented the future of golf as an athletic endeavor, a sport where physical fitness would become a major weapon. Geiberger later had his colon removed in 1980. His body was struggling. When you have a player like Player across from you who is getting stronger every year, that pressure builds in your mind. But here's what really matters most. Despite all this friction, despite all these voices and pressures trying to break his focus, Geiberger still won. He won big. He recorded 11 PGA Tour victories. He won a major championship. He shot the first 59 in history, which remains one of the greatest rounds ever played. On the senior tour, he won 10 more times and was named Comeback Player of the Year in 1996. He beat many of these same people again when they were all older and supposedly less threatening. He won at the Vantage Championship over Dave Hill himself. He won the Seniors International. He won the Las Vegas Senior Classic. He won the Infinity Tournament of Champions multiple times. He won the Greater Naples IntelliNet Challenge. The noise did not destroy him. The friction did not break him. Instead, he learned to live with it and thrive anyway. He found a way to maintain his inner peace despite all the external chaos and negativity surrounding him. He wanted peace in a world of noise, and somehow he built a lasting career that proved you absolutely can find it if you are strong enough. If you enjoyed this story of resilience, subscribe now and hit the notification bell so you never miss our deepest dives into sports history.